What's up? What's up? I figured I would do a test with the windscreen on here. I wish I had done it while I was at the park earlier, but that's okay. This will give me an idea what it's going to sound like even in here. But I was on Twitter just now and I've been loosely observing the drama, the beef watch, as Armand Wiggins calls it, between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. And it's gotten so nasty. It's gotten so nasty that, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age, so I'm not like a follower of either one of these women. You know, I love that they both have been able to find their thing in the space that they're in. And I wish them nothing but the best. But, you know, I'm not just sitting around following Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. But on Twitter, you know, if you interact with a tweet about something, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing all kind of stuff. So somebody may post, hey, Cardi B, you know, her album is doing this. And so then I like the tweet because, hey, you know, good for Cardi. And then next thing you know, I'm seeing her fans crossing in my For You and all of that. So I just got to thinking just now that both these women, I think Nicki is 42 and Cardi is 32. And they both have been in the industry now for a while. I think Cardi has been around for almost 10 years and Nicki has been around for, you know, probably almost double that, maybe double that, you know. And they're arguing, they're saying all these nasty things on Twitter and I mean, just vile, cruel things to one another. Vile, cruel things to one another. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, on the one hand, a part of it is just, it's just a game. You know, it's the industry, it's hip hop. On the other hand, it's a demonstration of how far we've fallen as a society, that it's so decrepit that these two beautiful women, both of them in their own right. You know, I hear all this discourse, Cardi isn't pretty, and we have really, 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 really fallen off track where we need to be. I'm just gonna be honest. It's pretty bad. It's like, how are we so cruel to one another that we could say these things without any sort of second thought? You know, how could you go online and type up something so cruel? And they're both doing it. Nobody's innocent here. You know, I'm seeing now both sides. Oh, she shouldn't have said this and she's mean-spirited. They're both mean-spirited. I heard an audio track of Cardi yelling her head off at somebody. I don't even know how that got recorded or who recorded it, but the way she was yelling, it was as if she was a mafia boss. Don Dada, Imelda Blanco, Griselda Blanco, whatever this woman name is. Like, why is she screaming like this? And then you got Nicki posting, calling this woman's kids unattractive and all this other stuff. Like, come on, guys. Come on, what are we doing? What are we fucking doing as a society that we think this is okay? What are we doing? Like, I try to mind my business in most environments. I really do. But I want to always say here, let me say here especially in these early videos, I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think that I am better than anybody else. None of that. But there's some basic things you just don't do. There's some basic things you just don't do. So then that makes me say to myself, are these women a part of the industry? You know, is this an industry script playing out in front of us? Like, why, after all, because now notice, you don't see as much Charlie Kirk stuff the last few days. Erica Kirk making her ascent. You don't see so much It's like sending Cardi and Nicki. And so now everybody's beefing, everybody's yelling, everybody's fussing and cussing about that. It is insane what's happening. And as you watch things play out, it's like, this is not normal. And that people try to justify either one of their behaviors. You know, I like Armand Wiggins. I don't know how old he is. I'm going to guess like probably early 30s, late 20s. I don't know. But I watch him casually as well. Just sometimes when I'm getting dressed for bed, I'll throw him on while I'm in the bathroom and the shower and whatnot. And he's clearly pro Nicki, you know, I get it. He's trying to be professional and not take a side, but at the same time it's clear. And people like him and others, they have the ability to steer people in a better direction, but they don't do it because he probably is getting paid. And I don't say this as any disrespect or any shade. Everybody got to do what they got to do, but he's probably getting paid from them, from Nicki. And so he's going to side with her, you know? But again, it just contributes to the drama and the foolishness. That's all it does. And so I just want to implore everyone, please, cooler heads must prevail in these situations. We can't always have these knee-jerk reactions. We can't always just side with something, even if it's bad. I did see somebody post, I guess on Instagram, even though I like Nicki Minaj, I know sometimes I love Nicki Minaj, I know sometimes she needs to shut the hell up. And she goes in the comments and posts one of those little raised eyebrow emojis as if to say, how dare you? It's like, sis, you need to shut the hell up sometime. Both of y'all. Both you ladies need to sit down and shut up. Or the only thing this could be is that they're part of the script. That's it. Because like, especially Nicki, I mean, no disrespect, but 42 and you still online bickering with Cardi B? Come on. But then Cardi going and posting all this crazy stuff she posts and yelling and screaming at people, cursing people out. Like, things are out of control. I remember years ago when Cardi first came on the scene, you know, when they know they got a hot commodity, they work the hell out of them. They exploit them coming and going. And I remember I posted on Twitter one time, I said, you know, Cardi is clearly issuing a cry for help and nobody's gonna pay attention. They never do. They ring these artists out. They don't give a damn about them. They don't give a damn about them. And this is what people need to come to the realization about. These corporations don't give a damn about them. They don't give a damn. It's all about dollars and cents. And so on the one hand, you have people saying, oh, well, Cardi came into the industry. I think Kanye West even said this. Cardi came into the industry to, you know, knock Nicki Minaj off her pedestal. And now Nicki is trying to keep Cardi from rising. Like, what the heck? I'm trying not to cuss. You know, I don't want this channel to get, if right out the gate just to become, you know, blackballed. But I'll be honest with you. Some days I'm so fed up with all of it. Like, you guys need to grow up. You guys need to grow up. Or if you need to leak something out there to let us know this is all part of a script, leak it. But don't keep dragging society down. China is at the gate. Russia is at the gate. This is not a joke. This is not a game that we're dealing with here. You know, I'm just getting started here, so I'm not going to go into everything about all my views about everything, but I am very big into astrology. And I don't consider myself an astrologer. I mean, I believe it. I think that it's legitimate. I think that it shows patterns. I think that it shows a glimpse into the future, the past, the present, whatever. It's real. And all the notable and reputable astrologers are saying that the next few years are going to be one for the books. So I'm trying to figure out, why in the hell are people not trying to figure out how to join together as opposed to continuing to cause more division and more discord? I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I mean, within families, within friend circles, within work environments, people are at one another's throats. You get on the road, you see people road rage, acting crazy. In stores, people are fighting and fussing and cussing and just doing unspeakable things. What is going on? I need people to stop. I need people to think. Take a breather. Get out in nature. For a little while, some months ago, people were saying, touch grass, touch grass. And they said it so much, it was turning me off. As a person who goes out quite often to touch grass and nature, it was really pissing me off. So I kept thinking to myself, are they doing this to keep people from going out to touch grass? Because some people need to go and touch some grass. Stop worrying about touching ass and go and touch some grass. I'm sorry, I'm at my wit's end, you know? I'm at my wit's end, and I know I'm not the only one feeling this. We cannot continue to fight this way. I'm not suggesting that people need to be in some perfect, ridiculous utopia. That's not realistic. But some of this stuff that's going down, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. And I'm fed up with all of it. I'm fed up with all of it. I really am. I think that when these girls look back 20 years from now, if they're not a part of this script, this grand script that plays out for us all, if they're not a part of it, they're gonna be damned ashamed of how they've acted. I can promise them that. Nicki most than Cardi. Nicki more than Cardi. When she finally gets herself in a good place, she's going to be so regretful about how she's acted. This is what happens. This is what people don't understand. The older you get, the stuff you do in your youth, it follows you. And you gotta make atonement for that. You can't just do shit and then that's it. You're gonna have to pay for that somehow in this life or the next. People think, oh, I don't care. And then when you get to the next life and your ass is struggling and straining, you don't know why. It's because some shit you did in the past. You called somebody's child ugly. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I need people to please, I'm begging you to snap out of it. Break free from this you versus me, us versus them paradigm that gets us nowhere. Please snap out of it before it's too late. Please do. Find your own individual way to snap out of it, but you need to snap out of it. Please. I'm begging you. For the sake of the future, because it is definitely at stake. Peace.